And we're rolling. Episode what? 12?
It's 11. We're double digits now.
Doesn't matter anymore. Just keep going. Just start.
Mic check.
I can't wait to lose count. You know?
Yeah, like this is a podcast 44.
Yeah, or 144
of the Garage Podcast.
Garage Podcast. Public talking. What's up, everybody? Government shutdown's going on. We haven't done a podcast since this.
Actually, we haven't done a podcast this whole new year
at all. I know. We need to start cranking them out.
Yep.
It's hard to get settled, man, because it's like I don't want a podcast right now. I just went through some stressful personal shit. I don't want to do, and then if I don't want to intrude on you, if you just went through some, how do I separate that and get on the mic and kind of keep that personal life out of it? It's hard. So,
yeah.
But we're here. We're doing it.
We're here.
Government shutdown. Ted Cruz had an idea. Did you see the El Chapo Act?
What was that?
Where they can seize the drug money or whatever money that was used coming across the border illegally to fund the wall.
And that's got to be more than $5 billion.
$14 billion.
Oh, Jesus.
And he's like, well, the wall budget's anywhere from $5 billion to 20 billion, I think, is the highest the budget goes up to. Because, there's no... Anyway, Trump was wanting $5 billion or something.
Yeah.
To build the wall. And then I just saw that video with Ted Cruz. It was like a... what do you call it? The animation was in it. He was doing hand gestures, and there's animation in the video. It's like, God dang, who is he talking to? What generation is he talking to with the animation in the video?
It's funny because I saw yesterday him speak, and it's like you expect, usually when a president comes out, makes a national address, like he addresses the nation like, "Hello, my fellow Americans," or something like that, and Trump just gets on there just right away, just like, yeah, so we need a wall. We're doing this and that. Like, he doesn't address nobody. And then it's always funny. It's like if they tell him to come out like presidential, and then like halfway through his speech, I call it the salesman hands come out.
Script flies off the pedestal.
Fucking hands go up. He's doing all the gestures and I'm like, bro, it's the fucking salesman in him. Like, he's not a fucking president.
He can't help it.
No, he can't.
It came up at the dinner table the other night, and me and Natalie me and my wife were talking about it, right? And my daughter starts crying, just talking about the wall. I'm like, do you think we should have a wall? My wife said no. I said yes. I'm like, well, there should be a wall if there's going to be different currency, different law enforcement, different,
right.
There needs to be some kind of border.
Yeah.
And anyway, there's just a little disagreement there. And my daughter starts crying because she has friends at school that are scared of the new rules and the changes, like DACA and shit.
And was this your oldest?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know. I'm like, oh, God. Can't even have a conversation about the news in front of my kids.
No.
What the heck?
Bro, honestly, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that I work in stocks and shit like that, like, you can't fucking watch the news, bro. That shit is depressing. That shit is so depressing. Like, if you actually, I take it back. When you turn on your local news, it's enough to make you want to like move or like
lock and load, build your own walls.
literally. Like, yeah. I was at my dad's house the other day, and just out of nowhere, he just turned on like Wink News or whatever, and I'm on my phone and I'm listening. Every single headline is just
crime.
2 dead, 4 dead. Guy commits suicide. 1 commits this. House break-in. Vehicle break-in. Yeah. Accident. 10 dead. Like, where's the fucking positive? Like, no wonder people are fucking depressed. Like I promise you, like, I think if I were to make my own news station and just focus on like the good that's happening in our surrounding areas,
your ratings would be shit though.
It probably would.
And the producers would be like, hey, we got to talk about some sad shit, guys.
No, I mean, I get it. You can do some sad stuff here and there, but when it's like, dude, literally like 10, 12 just dead, crime, and these are like in neighborhoods that like really aren't even that bad, but you're just pointing out like you're what do they call that? You're inflicting fear
mongering.
Yeah. It's fucking stupid. It's no different than these people do. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like the world's not all that bad. You know what I mean? There's positive every day. Something good happens, but we choose to focus our energy on the bad.
Yeah. And when the news has like a map and they show the crime like it makes you think. It worries you.
Shit, the first time I was gonna move, thank God I didn't. But first time, that was the biggest thing. Like, at first, I didn't even care where we moved to. We were gonna move into Lehigh, and it was just like you pull up one of those Zillow crime maps. It's just like, well, holy shit! Like, every 3 blocks has like multiple burglaries. Like, well, what am I to expect? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't think it's as bad now. This was back in 2013, but still, it's like, fuck, dude. You just kind of really never know. It's just one of those things you never know.
Local news. The political news with this shutdown is like a TV show. The Democrats and the Republicans
I'm
fighting.
over it, bro.
Those are like political parties that obviously do not represent the public.
Yeah.
It's turned into a TV show, like a drama show, and it's so obvious. They don't represent. Like they call them representatives. It's called the House of Representatives.
Yeah.
Do you feel represented by those people? We're so disenfranchised from them. It's unbelievable, man. There's no way they represent.
Like, I get it. Like, he has good points, and there is some stuff that I do agree with that needed to be changed.
Yep.
But just, like, from his standpoint, like I said, only because everything that he does affects what happens when I'm trading and stuff like that. And I'm over it. Like, either we have a deal with China or we don't have a deal.
Right.
Like, it's always just, like, fluff on top of more fluff.
And that affects the market.
Like
when he talks about it.
Bro, I can't tell you how many times I've seen the CNBC alert come on my phone. Like, it just happened on Friday. Again, literally, you can watch it. You can timestamp from the moment it announced and go look at the stock market. China's thinking about easing their side of the tariffs in order to ease the deal or whatever. Nobody fact-checked that the shit wasn't even... It was made up. Nobody fact-checked it. But just from that specific headline...
Tweet? Or what was it?
It was it was a headline that came out. Like, somebody obviously told the press, and the press made it public. Okay. And boom, like that, all of a sudden the stock market been fucking moving flat for a week, and then just a quick little thing just takes off. You know what I mean?
Just by people talking about it and releasing.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's because it's just proof that everybody's on like pins and needles right now. Just like, all right, are we going to have a war? Is it going to be a trade war? Is it going to be a real war? Like, what the fuck is happening? Are we going to have a war with Mexico? Yeah. Like, get this shit done.
It seems to deal with country to country. And the government shutdown, you said the other day, didn't really affect the market.
No, surprisingly, I mean, I think it's just a bluff. I think that once the shit opens up, like, we're going to tank. The market's
going to tank once the government opens up?
I think we call it the plunge protection team. It's Trump's fucking people, like, holding the market because the market was tanking so bad in December, and it's just so coincidental that, you know, not even a month ago, we were talking about, we're heading into another 1929 depression and this, and they were pulling up all these, people that have been doing stocks and studying markets for, 50 plus years. Oh yeah, we're going to head to another Great Depression. And then here we are fucking 3 weeks later with a 13% rebound, and nobody fucking knows, bro. Right. The shit was tanking. Mnuchin, his guy, on fucking Christmas Eve, made a couple phone calls to the big banks. Same shit that happened in 2008, where all the big banks got together and they're probably sat at a table and be like, "What the fuck are we going to do this time?"
Right.
And they came up with a thing, and the market's being manipulated by all these algos right now. It's just computers. There's no volume. When there's volume, that means there's traders like you and I and big companies trading. Right now, it's all computerized. You'll get some.
And you can tell.
Oh yeah, you can tell. Like, I didn't believe it at first until you start following other people, guys that have been around, and you start seeing the patterns, and then you start comparing. Like, volume is the biggest thing. That without volume, the stock market doesn't move up or down. You have to have volume in play.
Multiple,
millions, billions of shares amongst different companies, and you just kind of look like, holy shit, how did we move 20 points on the SPY at half the volume that we did a year ago? You know what I mean? It doesn't line up. It doesn't make sense.
So the computers don't take big risks, is what you're saying?
No, it's all risk on model. Yeah, it's just little here, little there.
Right.
You have these quick little
tell
pockets.
Because that's how you can tell, because it's monotone.
And
it's not like personal.
Exactly.
It doesn't look like a personal risk.
They call it
like a robotic risk.
Yeah, it's just
that's
you
crazy.
have these like, let's say you were to try to jump 1 point, where with volume that shit could happen. Boom, in and out, in and out. Where this is like, holy shit, it took like 2 days.
With that automated?
Oh yeah, of course, you always. I mean, the stocks are still moving. Don't get me wrong, stuff's still moving, like 2-3%. Companies are moving, others, down 10%, 19%. But the majority of the market, the ETFs and stuff, is just not. It's just so silent. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And none of the stuff that tracks like volatility, nothing's lining up. That's how you know it's being manipulated. So everybody refers it to the plunge protection team. It's just every time you get bad news or something that people really start selling, plunge protection team buys it all up,
and it looks kind of like a heartbeat. Just beep,
it looks real
beep,
shaky.
Beep. And it's just but it looks real monotone, doesn't it? So it's
just sideways.
Plunge protection.
Plunge protection. Oh, it's the funniest thing. When I first heard it, I didn't believe it. And then I started
any
seeing
funny
stuff.
memes for that?
Oh, all the time. Yeah, like, there goes the plunge protection team. Just one tweet away from saving the market. Like, fucking. Of course, because he doesn't want that on his name. That he's, even with the stock market having dropped drastically like it did 20% in the end of September. The end of December. He was already on rating for like one of the worst years, and he doesn't want that. So now he's pumping it back up. Like, he's not going to have that under his name. He's not going to have a bad stock market. I hope he fucking does, though.
You hope he does?
I fucking hope he does.
You're short selling the president.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I want.
How dare you, sir?
Well, and this is the thing. If you look at the chart, now that I have a better understanding of the charts, like, it was too healthy of a ride. Like, if you you have to go up. You have to come back down, test some levels, find some buyers, and then continue the path upward, if that's the path, in a safe manner. But we just kept fucking going up. That's why all these companies, the FANG stocks, they call them, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix,
they just keep going up?
They just got ungodly. Two companies. The tech.
Is there any, like, construction companies that are going up?
No, I mean, you got Caterpillar. Caterpillar runs the world because China. They're heavy in China. Yeah. Like, if Caterpillar tanks, our market tanks pretty bad.
Right. So if we're doing, like, he said in the beginning of his campaign that he wants to rebuild the infrastructure in the U.S. to revive the industry of what am I trying to say? Like steel, everything though, like manufacturing
jobs. Yeah,
I'm so retarded. He's trying to bring back manufacturing. Right, we're not used to having manufacturing in America. We're not used to that. Anyway, what was I going with that? Fuck. Yeah. So if manufacturing is coming back, doesn't it just need to go up because it's going to compensate for all the spending, all the if it's growing, it's gonna keep going up.
Well, and that's the worry. Like, this is what I would look at it. I get the feeling right now that we're sitting in boiling water. Like, something bad is brewing underneath. And the problem is, anytime a market crashes, nobody rarely ever is able to say, "Oh, it's gonna crash because of housing."
Right.
Like,
it's
you just don't know.
It's easy to see hot water.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell when the water's got too hot, too late,
and that bubble's going to pop. And right now the theories are there's a student loan bubble, which is ungodly. There's corporate debt. So this is the part that's scary. Like, corporate debt is like at 20 times higher than it's ever been.
To who?
Just businesses in general. They owe 20 times more than is average than what's borrowed average.
Oh, so but
of course it's driving the economy, but we're not printing enough dollars to match all that debt. So what's going to happen? Like,
right.
And then
who's not in debt right now? Like, we're in debt, trillions of dollars.
Yeah, but even the wealthy's in debt. Like, I guess it's all how you classify debt. What kind of debt? Where's the debt going? That's what you got to look.
Yeah, who's not in debt though? And then it doesn't stop.
No, it's never going to stop.
So I mean, like, we owe China,
they owe us.
Yeah. They owe us. What do they owe us? I thought we were in super debt to them.
We have stuff they want. It's trade. It's all trade.
But we owe them like trillions of dollars.
Yeah, we owe everybody fucking money. And, like, it's just never going to stop. There's no way.
I tried to wrap my head around it the other day, but I'm like, who's not in debt? It doesn't stop.
The wealthiest people are in debt. Like,
they are.
Yeah, it's the craziest thing.
They just have the leverage.
No, their debt works for them though. That's why.
That's what weird about it though.
Yeah.
We basically work for them.
Exactly. That's how it works. That's how the system works.
It's so confusing. I'm trying to wrap my head around it though. Like, who's not?
That's the shit they don't teach you in school.
How does he get to be in debt? One person gets to be in debt with that much more debt than the average.
The rich guy, Poor Dad, the guy that wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Like, he goes all the time on YouTube and on his podcast, and he's just like I fucking love debt. Like, just straight out like this, I love debt. He's like, he knows his debt to the T. He's like, I have 602 million.4 in debt. Yeah.
He manhandles it, but then his net worth is like 200 million.
Oh, of course, yeah, because he put his debt to work. Yeah, like that's all it is. That's all it is to it. They put their debt to work.
Just by being in debt to a certain person, they make money.
Yeah,
that's
or they
crazy.
know how to control it.
No. Like they have like 3 different options to take the loan, right? And just by taking the loan from a certain person, they make money.
Yeah, leverage.
Oh my God,
that's
scary. That's nuts.
It makes me think back to that series. Like if anybody that's listening wants to watch a great series, go watch The Men Who Built America.
Yeah,
it's just you just learn some shit.
I think they should show that to high school kids.
They really should, honestly. Yeah. If they would have,
even
if I would have seen that in high school,
it's got some violence in it about shooting guys, shooting each other. It doesn't matter, but they should show it. Yeah, they should really show it. And the spinoff on YouTube that looks just like whoever made the market crash or the Great Depression. I don't know. It's about the stock market. Check it out because it's right. It fell into my feed and it's the same narrator, same little effects. You know how they did that cool rock song in the beginning? Yeah. They kind of did the same thing with the market crash one, and a lot of it was crazy because of it talked a lot about just the mindset that made the market crash back then, that made the Great Depression and the Great Stock Market crash. It showed all it was what you always told me, FOMO. It was the fear of missing out, 1929 style.
Well, you know, it's funny that you mentioned that because that was going to bring me to my next case. I should have saved that. I think I have it saved.
What is it?
It's a long read, but it's almost worth it. Like if this guy wrote this article that basically talks about markets in general and how it's kind of like Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin's at a stalemate because there's not a lot of liquidity. You need liquidity for it to run in either direction. And who gives liquidity to the market? Humans, us, people. So
buyers.
Coincidentally, Google, obviously, they fucking track everything. Like, there's not a statistic you can't pull off of Google. So Google has this statistic where you can ask it, like, hey, show me a chart for the word Bitcoin Googled. And they'll show you a chart and they'll show you times. What are the odds, or not the odds, the coincidence that the Google term Bitcoin and the actual Bitcoin chart are damn near identical, because all that happened was you had one guy come in, I'm buying Bitcoin. Oh, what's that? Oh, I don't know what it is. Let me Google it. Boom, Bitcoin. Oh man, I'm missing out.
You always in the transaction you always have one person figuring it out. One person.
No, it just became this thing that like Bitcoin's always had these cycles where it runs up, runs down, runs up, runs down. But the fact that it ran up so quick, and then you look at people Googling Bitcoin trying to figure out like what is this, it matches, and it's because people were just buying. Like coincidentally, people don't find it strange that there was more buyers at Bitcoin at $20,000 per one Bitcoin than there is now at 3,000.
So sad,
because people didn't care. They just like, oh FOMO. Shit, yeah, I got if it's 20,000 now, it's going to be 100,000 after I hit send on this transaction. You know what I mean?
Poor guys lost their house.
Oh yeah, it was
my God.
Good for the fucking all those people that bought young.
I didn't believe you.
I didn't. Honestly, I didn't believe. I didn't believe
selling their houses. Like,
dude, I had people. I remember working at Verizon and having customers coming in.
My time.
Well, no, I remember customers coming in, and I would keep wondering, what the fuck is this Coinbase app on everybody's phone? And just customers would straight up ask me, you know what this is? Bitcoin, Litecoin? What is it? And I'm just like, oh, the fuck that is. And
you weren't even in it at that time.
I was not in Bitcoin when it was at its peak. I didn't officially start studying cryptos until like February after the run.
That, yeah.
Yep. And then that's when I started seeing like, okay, all right, well, this is where the world's going. Like that could be the next thing.
I wonder if we were in high school, because a lot of high school kids are just millionaires now because of that.
Yeah.
And I wonder if we were in high school, if we would have jumped on that wagon, like if we would have been.
I guess how would you have purchased it back then? Just technology was different. It guess it would have been no different. Like, brings me to my other point.
It would be different if it was spendable first too, because in the beginning, Bitcoin was just like you're buying a stock or a bond. You're not going to be able to spend it. It's not like if it was more spendable in the beginning, it would have been different. It would have been way different.
That's the part where shit's going to get interesting. I mean, dude, every day there's like 3 Bitcoin ATMs going up across America.
Next month is futures, right?
Yeah, futures
if they approve it.
Back is next month, and next month's going to be interesting. I hope it's some kind of pop, bro.
It'd be crazy.
Make me a fucking, not even a million. I don't even care to be a millionaire. Just make me like 20, 30 G's. Just
that'd be nice.
Because of some.
What do you got? Ethereum? What do you?
I don't have it. I have.
What are you hoping on?
My wife is invested in some Litecoin, Ethereum Classic.
No Bitcoin.
No Bitcoins.
No percentage.
There's the problem is there's not really. I don't stand a chance to gain much with Bitcoin because, okay, yeah, it's at $3,000. So as much as I would love to at least own one full Bitcoin, and yeah, it has the potential to run XYZ. Bitcoin is going to cause all the baby coins to push up.
Oh,
so if I can accumulate all the ones that are like 2 cents right now and just very small amounts, shit, hopefully I can, 20, 30 G's or something, easily.
That'd be so nice.
Yeah, I'm invested in 2 or 3 coins pretty heavy in terms of the amount that I own, and I just need them to move like to that dollar mark. They can move to that dollar, even that 100 mark. Like it'll be a well patiently played play. But and then again, it could go against me. Who knows?
Yeah. But
it's the price you pay. It's no different than building a penny stock portfolio. Like that's my next goal. I'm trying to work on. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, man. It's hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah, people don't. Like you said, this is shit I'm learning now. Like I sometimes think back, like, man, if I was like these kids you see on YouTube, like 21 years old, and learning that I could trade right from my phone and do X, Y, Z, and dudes making millions, like, holy shit, like they're better equipped than we ever were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just they choose not to. They have so much information at their fingertips, but they're more wrapped around the Snapchat, the
social
Facebook.
media, the wormholes that'll
sickening.
suck you out.
Yep, it's sickening, bro.
It's hard to get discipline around all that stuff too, because they build it. They've admitted to building that game Fortnite. I haven't played it in a couple months since I disconnected the separate internet connection that I had. But they designed that game especially with addictive coloring and less frames. Like it's clunky and cartoony for a reason. It's like they didn't put Call of Duty World War 7 graphics into it. They didn't make it look all fancy and real. Instead, they made it all cartoony and made like the addiction come out in people. They attacked that. It's crazy.
That game is just it's like anything else, just took off.
And Facebook too. You scroll. You can have we're having a conversation with. Facebook, bro, you have that on your phone where it says, "Hey Alexa" or "Hey Siri"? Mm-hmm. Is it listening? You could voice command that right now.
No, I don't. I have her off.
You have it off?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it can listen in on our conversation. Oh,
like
remember that RV awnings, that thing that I told you about?
Yeah.
And it was in my feed.
Yeah.
It's because I had Hey Bigsby on.
Yeah, they're always listening.
It's not listening.
Like
right
I honestly fucking.
There it goes.
Yep, there it goes. She's listening.
It just
she's
lit up.
Uploading your podcast.
No, but it's listening, completely listening. So it's looking for keywords.
And I'm not against.
No,
I'm against
listening.
that. I'm against that. I'm not against AI. Like honestly, I would love to have a smart home.
Yeah,
I would love to have a smart home and just like turn on the shower, boom, like it turn. You know what I mean? I'm for that future technology. I'm just like honestly, bro. In the last month to a month and a half, I've grown to hate Facebook so much. Like
hate it.
I told this
Hate
to my
it,
wife,
man.
and you can check my fucking Robinhood account for anybody who doesn't believe me. But I will keep betting against Facebook until I'm fucking right. I don't care how much fucking money I have to load.
Legitimately, it's going to fail?
Yes, I will fucking bet. I'm just going to keep betting. I will do small wins on Facebook in terms of what they call a call, like going long on them. But I'm only long little short like days. But my ultimate goal is a long fucking put on Facebook. Like I want the company to burn. Like I fucking hate the company, bro.
They've just done unethical things?
Just everything, just the way they operate. Like I used to be like so pro Zuckerberg and think, oh man, he's connecting the world and he's bringing. But it's just
he wanted to bring free internet all over the world, didn't he?
Yeah. It's just they've become this, and I get it. The government's kind of once the government stepped in, it's just going to make it worse. And if the government puts regulations on Facebook, I think that's going to kill the industry. And I'm not necessarily against Facebook and that. I'm just, to me, they could do so much more. And the fact that they gave our data away and you like kind of use their own data, too. They all fucking do it, bro. All the tech
They're
companies.
actually getting sued right now for giving away location data.
They are. Yeah. Even Fortnite right now, they just got another
for the
lawsuit.
Singers, right?
Yeah.
From the Singers and other.
Well, data. They gave data where they got a data hack. So
I heard they were getting sued by the Singers and the dance or the Singers songs and dance moves or something they stole.
You could sue anybody for anything nowadays. I'm just, it's a nasty platform. I feel like these platforms, like I get it, people need freedom of speech, but just this past weekend in the crypto world, this like 2 weeks ago, like there's a lot of, I guess you can call them big name and semi big names in crypto. They call it crypto Twitter.
Yep.
And I've seen some of these people, like they're no different than you and I, like sitting in this garage trying to make a podcast, trying to make a name for themselves. Who gives a shit like if they started in the beginning of crypto or they started yesterday in the you know what I'm saying? Just okay, they found something they like. They're trying to make a change in the industry, making careers, becoming entrepreneurs, like trying to do good in the community. And then you just have these people that go on there, which the trolls, and just, bro, they say some sick shit. Like some fucking sick shit.
Slanderish.
Like, and you get it. They're just keyboard warriors. They're just somebody that's at home and, like you said, they could be in person and they're not going to say that shit to you. But it's just like, man, we have to, with all the smart technology that these companies have access to, why can't they have algorithms that detect the shit? Like when you literally have, when you literally have somebody telling you like, oh, you're an ugly fucking horse and you just should take a gun and shoot yourself. Like, bro, come on. Like, how can we not put those words together and immediately block that? Just the spread of hate, you know what I mean? Like it's
a freedom of speech thing.
It is, but it's like
and morals. Like I said last time. I don't know if I said it here or in our conversation or not, but it was about church. And I'm not a super religious person, but I think church has a lot to do with it. A lot of people just not going to church. Generation, I think 2 generations now are just like less and less population in the churches, and
there's a lot of disrespect.
A lot of loose morals.
Look at that shit. Crazy. The headline that was just with you saw it with the speaking of churches. Or I don't know if they were Catholic, whatever. The way they were disrespecting that Indian vet on the screen, like, bro, that's a 17-year-old like mocking this dude. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely zero fucks for a veteran. You know, somebody that wore a suit and fought for this country.
And he was disrespecting them? What was that? I don't remember that.
They're look at the headline right now. You can read the article. It's real short. They're wearing the Make America Great hats and just looking the dude. He's playing his like instrument, like his Indian instrument, and obviously like I don't know what the whole rally was for, but it was obviously something to do with the whole border. And
I didn't see that one.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
It's just sick. Like, dude, these are our teenagers. You know what I mean? Like these are our like they're growing up in these hate groups. You know what I mean?
And we can't tell them anything.
No.
Yeah, and especially like when I was younger, I had a lot of older people, like people not related to me, older than me, telling me how to behave.
Yeah.
We can't do that anymore. Like I don't think we're allowed to do that anymore.
No.
You know, like I can't be in public and see a teenager and tell him, cut that fucking shit out, or tell him something.
You'll end up in jail.
I'll end up in jail.
That's the problem, man.
We
become
community.
morals.
We got like loose morals and no community.
That's why, man. I don't know what the hell the future's gonna bring. I mean, my daughters are 4 and 5 right now. Man. Like I just can't imagine when they're 10 and 12 and 13.
Have longer conversations with them. You gotta just sit down and talk and pick their brain.
The technology, bro. The technology, like it's like you said, it's a blessing and a curse. Like my daughters have iPads, and I'm not gonna lie. They sometimes probably watch those YouTube videos that are realistically dumb. Like they're really not helping them in any way.
Opening boxes.
Yeah,
those weird ones that we found. I've told you about those, and I remove them and try to eliminate them so they don't get into the feed or block them somehow. But they still end up.
No,
they still end up somehow.
And like you said, I mean, if our kids are into YouTube and stuff, why not have them like learn stuff? You know what I mean? Like they have. Man, I'm just telling you, like. I don't know. That's the hurdle as a parent that I don't know how I'm gonna have to come. Like, how do I get my daughter to like instead of wanting to be on her iPad, like read or something, you know? Or if she's gonna be on YouTube, like I gotta teach her how to like search, use the search function for good, obviously not for bad,
right?
But fucking no, bro. Scary. And I don't even know what to expect because I don't know what these schools are teaching our kids nowadays. I don't know.
Yeah, when my daughter started crying about about the wall and about the Trump being a bad guy, and he wants to fire people. Remember that shit? All he wants to do is fire people. He likes to fire people. I'm like, oh god, that's his TV show.
That's what they're talking about in school. They probably hear like teachers mumbling about it. You know what I mean?
And academia is highly one way. They're highly liberal and Democrat. I mean, I wonder. It's got to be different in the South, though. It's got to be. There's got to be a lot of Republican, viewpoints in academia down here.
When I was
compared to
working
up
at
north.
Verizon, yeah, it was a lot of
Liberal.
Yep.
Yeah. Not just Democrat, like tribal Democrat or tribal Republican. It's more like I'm in the middle, man.
Yeah.
I want, I agree with
man.
Bernie Sanders, man.
It's
but
because we're in the retirement state, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and people are just like, man, I don't give a fuck who wins. Like, I just want to enjoy my sun rays, bro. Like,
low crime.
I just want to get my coffee at 5 a.m. in block traffic. Yo, speaking of that, what's up with the snowbird traffic this year, bro? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I pulled out of Naples. Naples is bad, man. I gotta get another technician. It's hard to find skilled laborers. They want more. They want more money, and they want more money, and I don't blame them because they know that they're few and far between. There's something coming up. There's the school has got. It's good to hear that the vocational schools are triple their students now. There's a lot more
vocationals like
Levotech or like skilled trade school, plumber, electrical,
yep.
carpenter, welding. All the after high school.
It's funny because if you ever
there's triple
you
what
probably
they were
know, you
back
probably
in
know this.
when we graduated 2006 to
2008.
2010.
Yeah.
That was a horrible skilled trade gap. I don't know. Mike Rowe explains it, and there's just that's why I have it pretty good, or like this. Not just me, but like the skilled trade industry has it pretty good right now. Like they can call the shots.
I'm telling you, like I realized the other day when I picked up a check for a buddy of mine, and he met me at you go to any racetrack or any big gas station,
Mm-hmm.
and anywhere, and you can just see the amount of trucks and skilled labor that's out there, like early in the morning, just getting there,
And it's
jumping
cool to
ready
see.
to go.
It's cool to see a skilled labor. Like I drive after hours a lot, and I see the skilled where they're home. Their houses are nice.
Yeah.
They got a nice truck sitting in the driveway. I'm like, good for you guys.
Working hard for
good
the
for
money.
you.
Got the boat.
Got you a
That's
boat.
gonna be the goal,
got you a
bro,
little
end
side
of
by
this year.
side. Got you nice little toys. It's like good for them. They skilled labor should be calling the shots now because they basically are saying I used my own intuition. I didn't go for the student loan, or I didn't go for the student loans and the college route. I did what I thought was best.
It's sad because I feel like colleges aren't what they used to be.
How many years of college did you do?
I did a 2 and 12. I'm gonna call it
A 2 and 12.
did a 2-year degree in 12 years.
A
Or a 2 and 10. I'm gonna call it a 2 and
A
10.
2 and 10.
A 2 and 10.
Oh my God.
It's just honestly I did it for the tax breaks that you get for being in school, and then like you said, I just took one class online just for the longest, and I would leave. And honestly, I got a degree. I don't even know what the fuck like to do with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not that
That happened to a lot of people, man. That happened to so many
I'm
people.
paying a fucking debt I ain't never gonna use. Like I ain't never gonna use that degree. Like honestly, it's
So you're really paying attention to that student loan crisis and trying to see if there's any moves to alleviate.
Honestly, they're really like. Honestly, there really isn't. Like, what's going to happen is there's going to be a crash. People are going to stop paying their student loans, which is the one
They
loan
already have.
Well, they already have. Yeah, they already are.
What are you talking
They're
about?
defaulting.
I'm talking
on the
about the
loans.
debt that it.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? Is the government going to step in and be like, all right, well, we're going to
put
forgive
you
the
in
debt?
jail or something?
No, they're
or
not.
put you in jail or forgive it.
They're not going to put students in jail for it. But it's just
tax evasion has.
They're going to come out with some other kind of law that's going to put a bow on the debt and be like, we're taking care of it. Like if you owe less than $50,000, we'll refinance you for 50 years instead of 20. We're sorry. You know what I mean? Like that's all they're doing. Just like you ever want to see the real crisis when it comes to student loan debt? Just listen to the Dave Ramsey show. Oh, yeah. It'll fucking blow your mind, bro. Like here I am thinking that I got it bad with like a $20,000 loan, dude. There's fucking
$200,000 loan.
Try $600,000 doctor loans, and and these people are making $150,000 a year, husband and wife, and they still can't make ends meet because of that student bill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like fuck, dude.
Wow.
And it's just not what it used to be. Yeah. When you hear stories like that, you're like,
holy crap, man.
Yeah, I thought they were playing, and then like you hear another one, and then another one, and you're just like, oh fuck, my 20 don't sound too bad now.
No, I don't.
Like Jesus,
holy shit.
And instead, it takes time. So then you have these people getting these massive amount. This is where it's all gonna fall together. There was just a news article this morning on it where, okay, so they're wondering why millennials aren't buying more homes. Well, no shit, they can't fucking afford the homes because they're paying the big debt.
And they tightened up the requirements for it because of the last fuck up.
Yep. So it's like until somebody gives in, we're going to continue. Home sales are going to keep dropping off. They're already dropping off.
You have to let people follow what their interests are. You can't like put boxes around. You have people just rejecting them immediately. Like you tell all these kids in high school that you're supposed to get what you're supposed to do, and the first reaction is to reject it. You're only left with like 7 nerds. Sorry, nerds, but they're probably successful as fuck right now, so they probably don't even take offense to that. But the nerds were like 7 smart kids were standing there like, yeah, I'm gonna do this route.
Bro, the solution. I hope somebody's listening and somebody shares this. Is my
go ahead.
Like the same way, and not that they technically should be on the same level, but there should be similar benefits. Like, obviously, you look at the men and women. Look, my daughter's FaceTiming me. First time ever. That's freaking awesome.
Proud moment.
Yeah, literally.
Can you answer?
As I ignore it.
Can you answer it on your watch?
Not the video, but I'm going to answer it as audio.
You want to pause it?
No, we're good.
Okay.
I'll call her back. What was I saying? Oh,
your
the men and women that serve for this country, obviously they get great benefits. They get to come home and get the best loan on a house, and they get all this tax money. So why wouldn't we have that similar incentive for somebody that's bust their ass and done 8 to 10 years in college, and say, you know what, for these people that have XYZ degrees, there's a new type of home loan for them or something. You know what I mean?
With a certain rate and requirements.
Yeah, with a certain rate not even requirements, because like if you're a veteran, you're guaranteed XYZ money for loan.
Right, but
so that's already a requirement. Like you don't forget how your credit looks or anything. Like because you went through it, boom. You know what I mean?
But they might be more the VA, like the military, the service side. They might be more educated and know how to handle it better. You might be setting these kids up for disaster if you don't have different requirements for them in the beginning.
That's what I'm saying. They'd be starting. Obviously, we're not giving them like $400,000 and
ball out, bro. Here you go.
Like no, start.
Yeah.
Get a smaller house, like $100,000.
Right. When I did my first home. I bought my first house. I had requirements to go to take like a couple hours in educational.
Right.
And it was I'm not. Well, that sounds stupid, but it kind of educated me a little bit. It was kind of kindergarten-ish, like video with the animation.
House has windows.
Yeah, has windows. Windows cost money. This is called
ductwork,
and roofing and blah, blah. But all it kind of like what it lets them know what you're taking on.
Exactly.
More than just like I want to get a house. I'm going to do this, and then they sit in the house and they don't know how to turn. They don't know how.
Okay, so like you say, same thing. Give them the luxury of, hey, you have access to $100,000 after you watch this video because you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like just something like they have to make it more, because obviously currently the shit that's been happening the last 15 years ain't working.
Right. No one's buying. Like the millennials aren't buying houses. No.
And if you look at these rate, like it's a stupid thing, like these rates to refinance, like the government promises you all this shit, like, oh well, we'll give you time to pay the loan, like, and then again, nobody wants to be paying a fucking student loan for a quarter of their fucking life.
No.
20, 30. That's what these loans are going for now.
I know.
It's
so
ridiculous.
Huge.
Yeah. So then you wonder.
What they were coached to do it. They were coached to follow that format.
Yep.
Man, they were coached to work smart, not hard.
That's where that video that the Men Who Made America is just so inspiring, because
they had so much power back then, though, man.
Yeah,
and there was also a lot of. There's a different world, man. They had like women. They had women like they kind of had women suppressed. Like they had no say in a lot of shit.
It's just different.
Back in those years when they were building America, they had slaves. They had there's a lot of oppression that was going on during those guys that just moved chess pieces around or Monopoly pieces around. That guy says, you call it a Monopoly?
Yeah.
I call it... What do you call it? Shit. Who was that? Carnegie.
Carnegie, yeah.
It was Carnegie Steel. He was too big. You call it monopoly. I call it capitalism or something.
I
Something
don't remember
around-
exactly the
some-
word he said.
But that's crazy.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting, man. And
That's why I think, like, you know, always touching back to where we always touch back, like Elon. Like, I think he's going to be added to the books. Like, I mean, obviously.
is he single? Is he a single guy? I think he's a single guy, right?
I know he has a girl, but his story, like, well, you've probably heard he's on the Joe Rogan podcast. Like, his actual
he's
life is
single.
very, not that it's very depressing, but it's like he's so involved in his work that, like, he could go home for 2-3 hours and then immediately he wants to go back to the factory. It's just like he's gonna end up like, I mean, I hate to say it, but at the rate he's going, and he's gonna end up like Steve Jobs. He's just gonna fucking, like, he doesn't know
he's
how to
gonna
take
work
a
himself to
vacation.
death. He's gonna
Exactly.
work himself to death.
He just doesn't know how to, like.
He looks better though. If you've seen him, before he was skinny and frail, and now if you've seen him in some of those pictures, he's big.
Yeah.
He's bigger.
Yeah.
Like the money's done. Who's another guy that money's done well too? That looked like shit before. The really rich guy that owns Amazon. What's his name?
Bezos. Yeah.
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 There's some recent news on him that's bad.
His
But
wife's getting that payday.
I know. You can look at him though, and you could tell, like, money's done him well. He's gotten bigger. Like money changes people.
Yeah, just a different.
Like they can afford the steroids or something. I don't know. Or the personal trainer. But yeah, he's gonna have to pay his wife half because they started that company together. Yes. They started that company together selling books.
Let's
and
see
it turned into a huge fucking thing. But I guess I don't know. He's already got another lady, that Jeff Bezos or what's Bezos. He's got another girl.
You just made
That's
me
why
think. You're thinking about Amazon. You got me thinking back at Walmart right now. I just saw something new that they're trying to do with the whole. Like now they're having like a drive-through pickup for your groceries that we don't have it here in LaBelle yet, but it's probably coming.
It's going to be a
everywhere.
whole section of the store. It's going to be like a side section of the store. It's going to be all yellow.
Yeah, you just
see
drive
it?
up.
There's one in Naples. It's like an all yellow section, and it's got like 3 lanes where like 3 people pull it. And it's not like the one in the little video either, like with all the character one. Remember that famous? There's like a couple million views on that one, but it's like a drive-through. It's like an overhead and everything. I think the building, they got lucky. That building used to be a Lowe's, so it had that one of those side things.
With the garden.
Yeah, and you could pull in under the thing, and just 3 lanes, getting it.
Just
and
you're picking up your order.
People in Naples use the heck out of that because they just order their stuff. It's in a little bag, ready to roll. Go.
You know, it's got to make me wonder though, and maybe they've already crunched this. My wife's a perfect example. If she's listening to this, she'll probably get mad at me, but. So when you're giving that much convenience, so obviously people are sitting on their couch, they're browsing, picking their groceries, doing what they got to do. Then obviously it's just to go to the store, have somebody open your trunk, put your groceries in. But at the same time, like these big companies thrive on us walking through those stores because, bro, how many times have you gone to the grocery store with a grocery list and you're like, all right, I'm getting these 20 items and that's it, and then you come back and like, oh shit, I got 30 items.
Right.
Like that's always been their motto. Like,
right.
They just they position stuff strategically.
And boxes are like certain boxes they don't even put interest on. Like people are gonna buy this regardless of the box.
Exactly.
They don't really but other things that are not selling as much, they feel the need to like, bam, presentation in the front of the box, and that's gonna change with this drive up stuff. It's gonna be like,
I mean, of course they're probably gonna drive it one way or another and through.
How
are
they gonna make up for that marketing when we're just pulling up, grabbing our stuff, and leaving?
A click funnel. That's what they're gonna do. That's not. I just thought of it. Like I just answered my question. A click funnel. They're gonna
a click funnel.
Yeah, it's gonna be like.
Oh, in order.
Are you sure you want to check out? Do you want to add berries to your grapes? Oh, you know what I do?
That's
like they're
gross.
gonna upsell you.
That's gross.
Yeah, they're gonna upsell you.
You want to just click, and be done. They're
how
gonna
many times
make
do you go on a Facebook?
To get out of this window.
Yeah,
what's that called?
Those are click funnels. You just get deeper in the funnel. You get deeper and deeper. You're upselling. You reverse funnel them. Like I've actually studied some of this.
And you know how you can do away with that if you get our platinum plan for $8 a month more. You can not have to deal with these click funnels. Oh my god!
It's always. Like just like the best thing is you've probably seen it before. A lot of people don't know what they are. It's
click funnel. That's good.
Pixels. You know, pixels, tracking pixels. You ever find it weird how you can, like, let's say right now you Google it on your phone,
Pixels.
make a little ultra.
I think you told me that.
Yep, and then it just follows you. It's attached to your cookies. It's attached to your emails, and it's so hard to get rid of. Like, I've even tried, but they do that on purpose. It's a marketing scheme. They follow you, and the pixels, and they keep following you, and then they reverse pixel you. Like,
you can't. I don't think you can ever get less ads, but you can kind of refresh your ads when you delete and sign out.
That's or you the next big thing, bro. Me and you want to get rich? Like, let's turn the mic off. Like, let's make the adless phone or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
A phone that gets 0 ads. Charge a premium for it, and let's see how many people would. You know what I mean?
Or pay the monthly premium just to have that.
Well, they don't pay the monthly premium. They just buy the make the like phone. The iPhone that literally gets 0 ads or something. You know what I mean?
There's different shit. Yeah, there's different things. There's different ways. Like, there's videos on how to do it. I've watched a couple where you just delete the app, or you sign out or log out, delete your profile,
your history, but you're still gonna get the ads.
But you have to do it with everything now. Like, I did that a couple times with Facebook, Instagram, Google, and you.
It almost like a nightly
YouTube
thing. You go to bed. Oh, let me wipe all my cache, my history. Wake up in the morning and then start all over.
Yeah, it's not worth the time that you do all that filling that out.
Maybe somebody makes a 1 click of it. Just click this button. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so much.
It's just going to start again with... Yeah, it'd be kind of interesting to be like, okay, I'm not interested. Admit it. Be like, hey, I know you're listening to me. How about refreshing? I'm forgetting all the stuff that I was thinking about. I'm really not interested in anything I was Googling before. Honestly. I'm not looking at RV awnings, bro. I'm not looking at a Toyota Tundra. I'm not interested. I can't afford XXX. So go ahead and...
Oh, don't say that. Now you're going to get some porno ads.
How about... Yeah. I'm more interested in Playboy now, yeah. Oh, your phone lit up when you said porn?
No, I tapped it. I freaking tapped.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, man.
That's what I wanted to do.
It's going to be a fun year, bro.
Let's be silly.
It's going to be a fun year.
Yeah, I hope it's fun. Jesus. Didn't start off freaking great for me.
Well, here neither. Fucking.
What? We started this whole year in a government shutdown, so what the fuck? I don't think anybody's having a good year so far.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I started this year like the first week, like I fucking hit the ground running. You're like, man, this is going to be a great year. Good. Second week came and they just like, bitch, lock, trip, boom. Like, motherfucker, you're going to have to work for this shit this year. So that's where I'm at, bro. I'm fucking just every day is a new mission, a new grind, and just keep it fucking going, man. How long can I keep this going for? You know what I mean?
Trump signed an order to get everybody back pay, like people that weren't getting paid. That was a huge thing, and they were saying people aren't getting paid.
Yeah, they're gonna get paid, but it just sucks because, again, this is gonna suck, and hopefully I don't offend anybody, but you have deeper issues when you have these workers that miss one paycheck and like are crying on the media, like, oh my god, like my house is gonna get fucking foreclosed on or something. Like, no, bitch, it's not. If your house is getting foreclosed on because you missed one payment, you got some serious deeper issues in that. You know what I mean?
Right. But
like, it's just not going to happen. You know what I
mean? That's a national problem. People don't have savings. People don't have emergency money. Like, that was in there with that.
Yeah, so that's another issue.
People don't have $300 for an emergency. It's like, what?
Get a side hustle.
Sometimes I don't have money for an emergency. I don't.
I'm not perfect
sometimes
neither.
I'm like, I hope I do not fall off a ladder. I hope I don't.
The thing is, where there's a will, there's a way. That's the way I look at it. Like, people just give up too easily nowadays.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, they just want to be the first one to complain and not put any action in. You know what I mean?
They want that backbone, but they're not willing to work it out.
Government, can you give me a check? Unemployment? No, bitch. Fucking learn a side hustle, or do something else, or find something in your house that maybe you don't need that shit sitting on the counter and you could sell it just to get by this week. And you know what I mean? But they don't think of that shit. Or maybe you don't need an iPhone 10 or whatever. But you don't think of that. Go get a fucking Samsung free phone and sell your iPhone 10. Boom, there goes your $800 check. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, they won't give up those luxuries, and that's just, like, to me, it's just all fluff. Like, I don't have no sympathy for anybody like that, bro. Like, show me you did everything you can to try to make ends work, and then I'll have respect for you. But
show that it's an actual emergency before you go crying. I think there's a lot of fake out there,
bro. When I was working in Verizon, it was no different than, like, you hear these conversations of couples arguing because they don't know which iPhone to pick, and the wife's trying to say, well, honey, you really don't need an iPhone right now. The electricity bill due. Oh, well, yeah, I fucking do. I need this iPhone. Well, no, there's nothing wrong with your current one. You're just being a bitch. There's literally nothing fucking wrong with it. Go pay your electricity bill.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, do I shut off my cell phone or do I shut off my water? Like, really? You're having that kind of conversation? Like, and this is real shit. Like, and it's not just little one-off, one person coming through. Like, this is
You've seen
every
it over
fucking
and
day.
over and over.
When I was at Sprint, when I was at Verizon, you just hear these people talk and the way they think, and like you said, they're willing to live under a bridge, but as long as they got a fucking iPhone,
Jesus,
like
that's so bad.
Yeah.
And 3 iPads or however many kids they have, they match the amount to the.
Yep. But woo, what a way to end this. We getting heated going into 2019.
Yeah, man. It's
a lot of momentum going into 2019.
What else we got before we finish this one up? We almost got an hour in here.
Nah, that's actually good. I took a Twitter poll and they say the average best. Took a poll, 15, 30, 45 an hour.
Yeah.
45 was the top rated for a podcast.
45
meaning most people tend to tune in.
45.
45-minute podcast.
So I was trying to go for an hour each time.
Yeah, like 45 minutes to an hour. 45 minutes to an hour.
I hate looking at the time. Like, I just want to be in the conversation. I don't want to get distracted. But what else can we talk about? I want to be in, like, joking around. That's how you get views, I think, or not views, but you get more people.
Just get trendy.
Listen, if you get trendy, but you also got to be funny, kind of, and loose and goofy.
Yeah.
Just to say outrageous things sometimes. Like, you got to take a risk.
Yeah,
you're gonna get a lot of haters, but you're gonna get a lot of laughers.
What did somebody say? If you got people hating on you, you're making it, bro. Like, honestly,
true.
It's the way it is. But haters are always gonna hate, man. Just gotta learn to block them out.
Yeah, the people on top have friends like just say like Lil Wayne. He's got friends around him. I don't think those are the same friends that were around him back
when he was,
you know,
before he was Lil Wayne.
I don't think, because he was a dick to everybody that was around him to make it to where he's at now. Then he's got a different set of friends.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Going into 2019 with some momentum.
That's for sure.
You're doing good on your running, man. You're doing good.
Trying.
It's good, man. It feels good, and it's good to pound your body. It's good to put your body through stress to kind of.
I'm hoping we can pick it up this week. I always find it interesting for whatever reason. January 18th, around January 18th, it's like I'm always fucking sick. Like last year, this is what put me out.
Run through it. Try to put a sweater on, sweat through it, run through it.
We're gonna get it, dog. Tomorrow, going in, we're gonna get it.
Get those blisters going. Get that. If you ever get a blister, get a moleskin. It helps. But yeah, anybody else want to go running with us? Let me know.
Yeah, running podcast.
Running podcast. Something.
Run after the podcast, before the podcast. Just keep going.
Anything else to add before we?
Nah, man. Let's keep this momentum going. We're gonna get some great topics going, and we're gonna try to be more consistent this year. Let's get it going.
Thanks for coming in.
Over and out, people.
Appreciate it. See y'all later.